Now, a couple other options that you have with retirement income, a lot of people, you are saving money into your RRSPs. You put money in your RRSPs now, save your taxes now, to continue to save taxes later on. And that's the thing. I mean, you've saved for decades. Now it's time to draw down on it. For a lot of people, it's a flexible income stream. It's a size of it's a chunk of money that you can access at whatever rate you want to access it at. You have to remember that age 71, you have to convert it to what's called a registered retirement income fund, or a RRIF, and your withdrawals are mandatory. So you can save your taxes for a long time, but age 71, gravy train is over. You got to start paying tax on that money. But again, with a proper strategy, it's really not a big issue. But you do need to understand every dollar you pull out of your RRSP or your RRIF is taxable. So if you do a large amount, it can bump you up into higher tax brackets. It can affect the different numbers or different government benefits that we talked about before. It can stop or restrict government benefits you're receiving. So lots of different strategies with how to pull the money out of your RSPs in the most efficient way possible. Definitely have a look at that, but this is one of the streams that you can be looking at is the RSPs. Another stream that I encourage people to use as well is utilizing your tax-free savings account. I think it was wrongfully named a savings account where it should have been an investment account. Most people I talk to look at this account as if it's a short-term account, like they're putting money in now and they're going to pull it out in the next few years. You can do that, it works. However, this account is very, very powerful using it for retirement incomes. And that's because one of the benefits is that any money you take out of it is 100% tax-free. It's not going to affect your OAS. It's not going to affect your GIS. It's not going to affect any of those things. So you can take large amounts out of this account, for maybe one-time purchases in retirement. Like you want to do a trip every couple of years, or you need to get a new vehicle. And so you can take large amounts out of this account without triggering any taxes or benefit clawbacks in the process. And the nice thing too is if there is extra money you have later on, which we're going to talk about in a minute, but you have other chunks of money that come to you, you can recontribute that room. So if you took out 10 grand now, you can put that 10 grand back in the following calendar year. So it allows you to continue to access that account. It's a constant living account, doesn't shut down. Yeah, a lot of benefits utilizing that tool. Now, another one that a lot of people have access to is just your non-registered investments. So we have your RRSPs, we have your tax-free savings accounts. We're going to talk about pensions and LIRAs and that kind of stuff in a minute. But your non-registered accounts is just your accounts that aren't registered. They're what they call open accounts. You have lots of different things in there: stocks, mutual funds, GICs, all that kind of stuff. So, nice thing is only a portion of this income you have in your non-registered account is taxable, whether it's capital gains, or dividends. You got different tax advantages there. But a lot of times you're just using this if your RSPs and TFSAs are already maxed out. Because you do have to watch, if you're taking money out of this account, and you're utilizing that account, you've got to know what your adjusted cost basis is for taxes, and you have to make sure that, just kind of, there's some extra work that needs to be done. Again, nothing bad, nothing wrong with it. It's just, you got to make sure, okay, hey, how is your plan put together? You don't want to be starting taking from all these different sources, and then your taxes and withdrawals or your clawbacks spike for a few years because you just didn't do the right kind of planning. So, I think I look at it as this is a great retirement buffer income, between the ages of 60 and 70 before you have to start taking out your RSP and different investments like that. It tends to work really well. But a lot of times, actually, I got a bunch of clients that they have their investments, using their pensions, doing all that kind of those kinds of things. But a lot of times you still want to have a part-time job. Maybe just to kind of get out of the house, it's to do something, or you need to supplement your income in the first couple of years. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe you want to work part-time for the first 2, 3, 4 years just to make sure you get over that hump, and you can fully retire and not have to worry about running out of money later on. So a lot of people are working part-time. Like I said, not just for the money, but for the purpose too. So it allows you to supplement your income. If you are doing that, I would suggest, if you are able to, delay in your CPP, delay in your OAS a little bit so you get those higher benefits in the later years. As well as if you are working part-time and you've got other investment income, you may trigger old age security clawback. So you got to kind of watch those types of things. So that's the only thing I'd suggest. If you are doing some extra work, take a look. Hey, do I need to be taking my government benefits right now? Or is it a little bit better if I just wait a couple of years or delay that extra bit of time? But a lot of people as well, you know, you had a business before retirement. You've got it set up, whether it's I mean, whatever, lots of different. You got online business, you got staff, you got different things going on. It's not a burden or a lot of work. You're consulting, freelancing, you're all these different things. You have a business going into retirement. So again, you got a lot of flexibility with that. You potentially higher income with those kinds of things. You know, same idea with the part-time income. Take a look. Hey, should you be delaying your CPP OAS? And just watching out for your taxes, making sure you got the right record keeping. Because if you had a business in before retirement, chances are your income is only coming from that stream. Maybe you got a couple different streams, but you don't have a lot of different income streams. Once you're in retirement, now you've got several different streams. It can easily you can easily creep up to higher tax brackets without even realizing it. So just kind of keeping an eye on those things can be beneficial. And you know, hey, I mean, sometimes you can utilize different business losses to offset your other retirement income, which can help in lean years. So you can utilize those different tools. So again, lots of advantages with that. You know, another idea